Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. As she strolled through the workroom, heads turned, catching the scent of her floral perfume. Her steps echoed softly in 3-inch heels, the rustle of taffeta petticoats beneath her full skirt accompanying her. Shoulder-length hair swayed gently with each movement. The men working there stole glances, admiring her legs clad in black seamed hose. Their gazes trailed her as she made her way to the main offices, mindful of avoiding any appearance of harassment. Upon reaching her destination, she opened a paneled door and headed down a carpeted hallway toward her desk. There, a note awaited her attention. "Alex, please see me as soon as you can. Aunt Janet." She settled into her chair with a firm thud. Alex belonged to another time, thanks to Aunt Janet's intervention. Alexandria, not Alex, was now the trusted personal assistant to Ms. Samantha, though in reality, she was just a secretary. 8 months back, their roles were reversed. He was the VIP, she the secretary. Well, time to tend to the plants, Alexandria mused. Retrieving the key to the inner office, she entered the private bathroom, filled the watering can, and began her morning task. Once done, she checked Ms. Samantha's desk for any new instructions. There, she found another note. "Samantha, I must see you at the earliest opportunity. I have a most important duty to perform. Janet." Janet referred to Janet Lord, CEO of Lord's Ladies Incorporated, importers and distributors of fine ladies' underwear, Alexandria's aunt. And Samantha was Samantha McGill, Alexandria's immediate superior. What now? I thought I was making progress. At least I've paid back nearly half of what she claimed I owe. If I lose my job, I won't be able to settle the rest, Alexandria pondered. Well, I'll find out soon enough once I get there. Alexandria headed towards her aunt's executive offices. Along the way, she exchanged greetings with the new friends she had made over the past 6 months. Some were lunch and shopping companions, while others were simply for conversation. She knew she would miss them dearly, they had all become such close friends. The next few steps were heavy as Alexandria struggled to hold back tears at the thought of parting ways. It seemed emotions flowed more freely now, and tears came naturally. Finally, she reached Ms. Gloria Peters, Janet's friend, secretary, and personal assistant. "Alexandria, how lovely to see you. She's been expecting you," Gloria greeted with a smile. After exchanging a kiss, perhaps goodbye, and a warm hug with Gloria, Alexandria entered the executive office, her petticoats softly rustling. She gave a slight curtsy to the woman behind the desk, who was currently on the phone, and waited for permission to sit. Janet Lord, a woman in her 50s who appeared decades younger, exuded an aura of no-nonsense professionalism. She observed her knee center and curtsied, inwardly amused by the gesture. A nod indicated Alexandria could take a seat. Acknowledging the nod with another curtsy, Alexandria settled beside Samantha, ensuring her skirt and petticoats were neat as required. With that attended to, she folded her hands in her lap, maintaining silence as she had been instructed. Her mind drifted back to a Friday, 8 months prior, when it all began. "Alex, there's been an audit of the books in your department, and we've discovered a discrepancy of $10,650. A document you signed indicated that all the bookkeeping figures were accurate. Did you review those numbers before signing?" "To be honest, Aunt Janet, I didn't. I receive so many papers to sign or initial, it's hard to keep track of them all. This is becoming a pattern. First, 3 shipping dates were incorrect by 2 days, then a letter of apology was sent to the wrong customer, and now this. You are aware that you are accountable for all finances managed in your department. Despite being my nephew, I question your suitability for this role. I can't terminate you due to the audit discrepancy, and I don't think you're suitable for the shipping department either, given your stature." At this moment, Samantha entered. "You wanted to see me, hmm?" "Yes, Samantha, and please call me Janet. Starting Monday, You will be vice president in charge of shipping and customer relations. I'm confused, isn't your, Samantha began to say. Wait a moment, Samantha, and it will become clear. Now, Alex, let's address your situation. You owe the company slightly over $10,000, let's round it to an even 10 grand. You'll serve as Samantha's personal assistant, earning the same rate of pay as the other secretaries. We'll deduct $100 weekly for repayment. Since you'll be working as a secretary, you must comply with the office dress code. The entire office staff consisted of women, with one rule in place: skirt suits or dresses must be worn. No pants, slacks, or shorts. Office personnel must maintain a feminine appearance at all times for visitors. Aunt Janet, I can't do that. I'm a man, Alex protested. You will follow my instructions, young man, or repay me immediately and seek another job. With no other options due to his debts, Alex conceded, you know I can't settle my debt now. I'm already in debt, so what choice do I have? None, really. As I was saying, you must adhere to the office dress code completely. Is that clear? Yes, Alex replied, feeling a pang of frustration that he couldn't push back more, but realizing he was at her mercy. Now, since you require further discipline in addition to the dress code, you will adhere to the following: maintain a well-made-up appearance at all times, wear a slip or petticoats along with seamed stockings. When entering my or Samantha's office, you will curtsy, and I expect audible footsteps, so heels must be worn continuously. Understood? Yes, Alex responded, his defeat evident as he hung his head. He recalled the grueling weekend of preparation for his transformation into Alexandria, enduring makeup tutorials, heel practice, and mastering the art of curtsying. He never thought it would end. Then Monday arrived, and his first walk from the employee parking lot, feeling the weight of all those eyes upon him. At least he found solace in the welcoming gestures of the girls. Janet's voice snapped him back to the present. Alex, Janet began, I called you and Samantha in here today because, this is difficult for me to admit. I made a significant error. Upon rechecking the audit figures, it appears the auditing firm overlooked some records. These records were unavailable during the audit and were simply overlooked. There is no mistake in your department. Alex, I can clear out of your office by the end of the day, Samantha offered. Does this mean I can reclaim my former position? Alex exclaimed, his excitement palpable. And I can return to wearing pants, too. Your old position, at your previous salary, and in your previous attire, Janet confirmed. He sat there for a moment, pondering. Thoughts rushed through his mind like a deluge after a heavy rainstorm. Back to his office, just the way it was before. Back to closed doors and solitude. Lunches brought in by either himself or his secretary. His secretary occasionally poking her head in with papers for him to initial, emphasis on initial, not sign. No, Auntie. I want to remain as Samantha's secretary. When I worked in that office, I felt isolated, as if I had some contagious illness. I had lunch alone in there. Samantha occasionally entered to hand me papers to initial or sign, papers she delegated to me. I spent my days in solitude, not truly contributing or connecting with anyone in the organization. But in the past 8 months, I've formed bonds with my colleagues. Did you know Daniela's daughter's name is Gail? I even attended a baby shower. I handle filing, typing, coffee making, greet people, and enjoy lunch and shopping with my friends, the girls. I dread returning to that solitary, detached existence in that office. It feels like a prison to me. Please, Aunt Janet, let me stay where I am, Alexandria pleaded. Janet wasn't surprised by Alexandria's plea. Very well, you may remain, but I insist that all the rules remain in place. Auntie, I wouldn't have it any other way, Alexandria affirmed. Samantha sat silently for a moment, exchanging a glance with Janet. Janet nodded, giving her approval to proceed with their earlier discussion. Samantha rose from her seat and approached Alexandria. With a hand on her pocket, she knelt in front of Alexandria. Over these past few months, I've come to know you intimately. I've seen a remarkable person, compassionate and considerate to everyone around her. Alexandria, I've fallen deeply in love with you, Samantha declared as she delicately opened a ring box, revealing an engagement ring. Will you marry me, Alexandria? Oh, my God. Yes. I've wanted to say the same to you for so long. I love you more than life itself, Alex exclaimed as Samantha slid the ring onto his now feminine finger. I have to show this to all the girls. May I be excused, please? Janet smiled warmly at her and replied, Try to get some work done today, dear. I'll try, but I'm just so thrilled. Alexandria squealed, then burst into a fit of giggles. I feel like a schoolgirl. With that, she left the office to share her engagement ring with everyone there. Back in the office, Janet glanced at Samantha and smiled. That turned out quite well, Janet remarked. I think he'll be very happy as your secretary. He will, especially when he sees his raise, Samantha replied. So, how was the medical report? The latest tests indicate his stress level has decreased, his heart rate and blood pressure are nearly normal, and he appears happier and more content. Samantha, if you ever disclose the whole story about the fabricated shortfall just to get him into dresses to alleviate his stress, I'll ensure you don't receive a gay Letmas bonus. Samantha chuckled at the thought, then commented, who would have thought dressing a man in feminine attire could prevent a potentially fatal heart attack? Well, Samantha, in this instance, it seems to have worked. I want you to have Alex as your partner for as long as possible. Me too, Janet, me too.